We are back at it again with another episode of the You Wrong Sir podcast. Man, we got so much to talk about, okay? Something is literally always happening between the WNBA, between the NBA. Like, there's endlessly always some sort of news. And I mean, recently we've been having episodes with interviews, and today I'm like, halt. Put a pause on the interviews, put a pause on the interviews with other athletes and other people. We got to talk about what is happening within the WNBA and the NBA and just really recap. I mean, because so much has been happening. So this episode, I'm going to call it What's Cooking on the Court, to let y'all know what's happening on the court. So I'm super excited to have y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube at Anaya Jones. And most importantly, just leave me a 5-star review and leave a comment down in the comments below. I greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's hop right into the episode, right? So first things first, usually you guys know I always start off with a highlight of a woman in sports, but today I really want to just give my condolences to Terrence Clark. Terrence Clark, I'm recording this as of April 23rd. He passed today. He was a top prospect for the NBA draft. He was a player of the men's Kentucky basketball team, and unfortunately, he recently passed in a car accident. He has signed with Clutch Sports. So just want to send my condolences out to his family, just to make sure that they're okay, and just my condolences out to the Clutch Sports family, because that's extremely unfortunate. And it's just another reminder that life is so short. So just if you have that dream of playing in the NBA, continue to push at it. Continue to push forth. Everybody isn't granted that opportunity. And most importantly, sometimes opportunities are stripped away from individuals. So just wanted to give my condolences out to them. Now, let's hop right into it. What's cooking on the court? WNBA draft, okay? I don't know about y'all, but I watched it and I was excited, right? And for me, this was a huge year because this was literally the first year, in my opinion. I don't know about y'all. I mean, I seen the WNBA draft just like I did the NBA draft. Like, this is the first time I've seen reactions of players on Bleacher Report, reactions of WNBA players on, I mean, everywhere, on TV, everywhere, on the Shade Room, all of these places. And that's amazing because I think it's great that we have a WNBA. There's a lot of improvement left, but the most important thing that people are always complaining about in the WNBA is visibility, right? They don't have enough eyes. They don't have enough fans. They don't have enough this. They don't have enough that. And so for this to be the first time that we've actually seen, I mean, WNBA players with their families and their reactions when they're getting drafted, it's amazing, it's inspiring, and I was super happy to see it, right? And I think that it's another step in the correct direction, right? So if you ain't hip to women's sports, what you doing? You need to go tune in, because they are coming up, literally, and I think in a couple years, this is about to be an amazing hub and an amazing organization. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't say I didn't tell you either, because I'm telling you now. Okay. Now, the top 5 picks in the WNBA draft for Charlie Collier, Awak, Ari McDonald, Kiersey, Chelsea, and Michaela. That was 6. I'm talking about 5. That was 6. Okay, those are the top 6 draft picks in the WNBA. And I won't say too much, but the number 6 draft pick for the WNBA will be on a podcast soon and will be on the YouTube soon. So stay tuned. Don't say I didn't tell y'all, okay? Because I'm out here trying to get these guests, okay? And she's going to come on. So stay tuned for that. Look out for that, because it's coming. And most importantly, I mean, those were great picks. And you guys know I had the podcast just being concerned about not everybody getting chosen. Not everybody did get chosen. And so that's unfortunate. So just giving my praises and blessings, most importantly, to those who didn't get picked in the first round or the second round of the WNBA draft. Just wishing them the best and hoping that, you know, they get on the team super soon. Charlie Collier, we knew she was going to go number 1. Hooper, okay? A hooper. I'm super excited to see what she's going to do. I mean, the Atlanta Dream picked up Ari McDonald. Shout out to Renee Montgomery. You're smart. Ari's a hooper. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Michaela, all of these other individuals. This is a great draft. There was so much talent, and I'm just super excited to see what's going to happen with them. So we'll stay tuned for that. But shout out to the WNBA just for having more visibility. Shout out to our social media channels, Bleacher Report, the Shade Room, all of these platforms that really brought light to people within the WNBA and just really showed their process and who they were. So I'm just really happy about that. more big news within WNBA. We got to trade, okay? And we got to trade for our hometown city. Now, I'm from Chicago, if y'all didn't know. So when I say hometown, Chi-Town is my hometown, right? And Lexi Brown, I don't even know who Lexi was playing with before. It's blanking me right now. But basically, Lexi's a hooper. Lexi's a shooter. She's the daughter of D. Brown, and who actually was a fellow Illini. So we're super excited about that. And Lexi just signed with the Chicago Sky. Lexi's a shooter. Okay, so honestly, the Chicago Sky been making some amazing moves. I'm excited to see what they're going to do because their backcourt is looking real decent. They got Sloop. They got Diamond Shields. They got Lexi, other individuals, and they picked up Candace Parker. Oh no, y'all might have to watch out for the home team. So we gonna see. But congratulations to Lexi. I think it's a great piece for the Chicago Sky, and I think it's something that just really be great for them. So we'll see what happens. But I'm super excited to see how their season will play out, and most importantly, how all of those pieces will mesh with Candace and Diamond and all of these things. Now let's go to the NBA. We got injuries, man. We got injuries, and y'all know I hate injuries. Injuries is the part of the NBA that honestly, in my opinion, sucks the most. Because I think they typically happen when a player is having an amazing season. Like when a player is hooping, on a high, assists, steals, whatever, they get injured. And you be like, dang, bro, like why you have to get injured? But hey, that's out of their control. So we got a lot of injuries. We got a lot of injuries that are affecting multiple teams, and most importantly, the Eastern and Western Conference. First one that really just like tore me up. Jamal Murray tore his ACL. He tore his ACL, y'all. I hate that. I hate that. That's unfortunate. So, dang. Especially when the Nuggets were literally they're hooping. They got an MVP runner on their team, Nikola Jokic. Picked up Aaron Gordon, so many pieces that they have. And he got injured. That's their key. That's their key. That's their Braun of their team, right? That's their Zach LaVine of the Bulls. That's their key piece. And although they have other hoopers, that's who everything they have literally runs around. So it was just unfortunate to hear that and see that tearing the ACL is a big injury to come back from. We've seen that effect with Derrick Rose when it doesn't really work out all the time. So I'm just wishing him the best. I'm hoping that he comes back, but the Nuggets being a forerunner now, going to the playoffs how they were, I'm not very optimistic. But hey, we don't know. I can't predict the future, but I'm just letting y'all know what my opinion is too. Trae Young. Trae Young recently was in a game, had a little ankle injury or something. I don't know how severe it is actually. That's unfortunate for Atlanta though. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They got some great pieces over there, and I just wish he was extremely healthy because he's been having a great season too. And so, we'll see how it plays out with Atlanta. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long he'll be out. Not looking too good for them though either. 3, Kevin Durant. Okay, I'm just gonna go on my spiel with the Nets because I'm really tired of them. Because, okay, y'all know how I was just talking about, where's Kyrie? Kyrie's so inconsistent. He's taken off for personal issues. I don't know what they are. Not to be inconsiderate, but come on, Kyrie. We can't keep you for 20 games straight. What's going on? It's 82 games in the season. You got playoffs too. What's happening? I don't know, Kyrie. Get it together. So, he's not consistent. Then KD was out the beginning of the season just due to COVID contact tracing, all of those sorts of things. Came back, hooping, couple games, thigh contusion. I'm like, Kevin Durant is injury prone at this point, bro, and it's killing me because he's a hooper, but it's always something. God, just look over KD because Jesus, and he's such an amazing player, and I love watching him play. So it's just super unfortunate for him to keep getting injured. I hate it, literally, I hate it. So I'm hoping that gets better. I don't know what's gonna happen with that whole situation, but we shall see. And shout out to, I know I made the podcast are the Brooklyn Nets crazy because I was like, how y'all gonna have 3 hoopers like KD, Kevin Durant, and Harden, 3 very high ego men, 3 very high scoring people? How's it gonna work? Clearly it's working. I ain't even gonna hate on y'all, so I'm gonna digress and renege my statement, but we'll see. I don't think y'all win the championship. No, come on now. I'm never gonna bet against Bron. That would be not wise of me. Come on. But I am happy for Harden because I think he's in a better place. He's in a healthier environment. And most importantly, the inconsistency of Kevin Durant and the inconsistency of Kyrie, at this point, I'm thinking it was a great pickup for them because what's happening? I don't know. Injuries are really holding them back. And I'm just ready for the big three to be together healthy. Like, we've yet to really see them play more than 5 games healthy together. And that's unfortunate because that's ridiculous. So I'm just ready to see them get it together, ready to see them really pull themselves together. We'll see. LaMelo Ball. My guy was going to get Rookie of the Year. I don't know what's going to happen now, but hey. LaMelo hurt his arm. He's getting his cast off soon. Like I said, I'm recording this April 23rd. So a couple days ago, the news was that he is getting the cast off soon. He'll be practicing and back in the swing. I mean, I think their record is 20-something, 28 or something like that. So, I mean, they still have a chance to get in the playoffs if LaMelo can come back and really bring them back and hoop. Miles Bridges, baller though. Okay, Miles Bridges has been hooping too. So we'll really see what happens with them. I'm just ready to see LaMelo come back because, I mean, you got Anthony Edwards, you got Jason Tate, you got Tyrese Halliburton, all these people coming for the Rookie of the Year spot. At first it was LaMelo, but now the competition is tight, okay? But LaMelo is just an exciting player for me to watch. I mean, just his versatility, his flashiness, his basketball IQ. Great pickup for Charlotte. Great idea by Michael Jordan. I think he exceeded everybody's expectation. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just excited for him to get back because I hate when injuries really mess up a great season for somebody. But I know he's going to come back 10 times better and stronger. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So shout out LaMelo. Shout out the Hornets. Y'all have been hooping. And I'm ready to see y'all. I'm ready to see you back. I don't know what number this is. I'm not even going to say 4 or 5. But next, Anthony Davis. Okay? AD been out like the whole season, y'all. AD been missing. Like, that man won a championship, got hurt, and I mean, I ain't seen him on the court since he been on the bench. But your boy's coming back, okay? And I'm super excited about that because y'all know how versatile Anthony Davis is as a big, as a player. Like, that man is a GOAT. That man is amazing, okay? So I'm just ready to see because I think the Lakers have been just going through some things too. I mean, Bron out, AD out. You got Paul Gasol talking about he doesn't know where his role is. I mean, Montrez had to adjust properly. New people with Dennis Schroeder. It's just so much. Like, they have a stacked team, but I really feel like they got to just start hooping together and gelling. And, I mean, of course, injuries have really held them back to really figure out what lineups work, what doesn't work, who needs to be on the court together, what plays to run. So, they got a while to go. But, hey, y'all know my money's still on them. We finna win another ring 2 times, back-to-back, 2-peat. Hold me to it, because I really believe that. So, y'all come back to this video when we win and be like, Anaya told me so, because I told y'all so. And that's it for our injuries. So, just wishing them the best. I'm hoping everybody comes back from those injuries well and stronger than ever, because I'm ready to just see all. Like, I wish there were no injuries in basketball. We could have, like, all healthy teams, literally. Like, an enormous amount of everybody's team being healthy. The NBA would be lethal, okay? Like, I don't know who would be winning. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. So, I'm excited to see everybody back. And also, I'm excited to see Bron back soon. I mean, he sprained his ankle, but he acting like, I don't even know. Bron acting like he broke his leg or something. Like, he been taking forever. But we'll see. Okay, I'm excited to see Bron come back too. Next, MVP race. NBA, if y'all watching this, I have an issue with y'all, okay? So this is my first thing. We're going to talk about the MVP front runners, but the most important thing to talk about is the definition of MVP. MVP means most valuable player. Most valuable player. Okay. You know, and I think recently we have not been giving the MVP award to the most valuable player. Last season, y'all know how I feel. LeBron should have got it. Did LeBron get it? No. Giannis got it. And I feel like the MVP award, like, it's becoming super biased. It's becoming to the point where it's like, okay, y'all just choosing anybody who had the most winning season. And I get that, but I don't get that because I don't think that's always the most valuable player, like, to the NBA, to a franchise. Like, I don't think so, right? And so, honestly, in my opinion, as of right now, my front 2 leaders for MVP are definitely going to have to be Stephen Curry and Joel Embiid. Stephen Curry has been averaging. I don't even think y'all ready for this. Y'all ready for this? This man is a cheat code. This man has been averaging 40.8. I'll say it again. 40.8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and Yeah, I ain't even done. Over the last 10 games, this man has made 72 threes. Excuse me? What? He has made 72 threes over the last 10 games. That is, like, what? Like, I have no words. That's speechless. Like, that's amazing. That man is a cheat code, literally. And Joel Embiid, 29.9 points, 11.2 rebounds, 8 point, no, I'm lying, 3.1 assists. So, I mean, they've been hooping. In my opinion, it would either be Joel Embiid or Steph Curry. Now, it might be Joel Embiid over Steph Curry simply because Joel Embiid has been doing this all season, like, continuously. Like, this man has not stopped. But, I mean, also, you got Steph just passed Wilt Chamberlain all-time points in the franchise for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, in basketball, there are literally so many greats all the time that it's really sometimes, like, hard to choose who's doing the best, right? And it's just, like, that's why I kind of hate awards sometimes, too, because it's so hard to pick because all of them be playing at a great level, like, literally. Then you got Jokic. Like I said, you know, feel bad for the Nuggets because they ain't going nowhere without Jamal Murray. But let's not be pessimistic. Jokic has been averaging 31 points, 13.7 rebounds, and most importantly, 8.7 assists. That, I mean, he hooping, right? You got Harden, too. Harden's been hooping, too. Like I said, I was like, are the Brooklyn Nets crazy? But at this point, this is an amazing pickup for them because where's KD? Where's Kyrie? We don't know. They're not present as often. So Harden was a great pickup for them. On top of that, you got Luka. Luka's been hooping too. I mean, Luka's just a cheat code too. I mean, what can you do at this point? Giannis. Y'all know how I feel about Giannis. You know, I think Giannis is a great player, but at the same time, Giannis is not as well-rounded as I need him to be. Do I think he's ever going to carry a team to a championship? No. But he did get the bag from the Bucks, so I would have stayed too. Hey, like, I mean, get your bag, bro. Get your bag. Damian Lillard. Y'all know one of my favorite point guards within the league. A person who plays with a chip on his shoulder who I just love immensely, like so much. Portland Trailblazers been hooping too. So it's just one of them things like, I don't know what's going on, man. It's so many people playing at such a high level, but my top leaders right now would definitely be Joel Embiid and Steph Curry. And like for MVP, I just think I don't know. Maybe do we need an MVP for regular season and an MVP for playoffs? But isn't that the finals MVP? That's why I don't know why we wait to give the MVP award until after the playoffs are done. Because I feel like they wait and dictate that off that. I get it, but at the same time, like, MVP is a low-key regular season award in a way. I don't know. I just feel like we haven't been choosing the most valuable players for the MVP award recently. That's just my opinion. I mean, hey, what do I care? So, we'll see who comes out with MVP. I'm rooting for Steph. I know Steph's not going to get it because it's not how the NBA works, but I'm wishing he does, right? Next, point guard. I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you be watching sports, what you doing? Point guard, Chris Paul, CP3. Okay? Literally just passed Magic Johnson, 5th all-time assist list. Go. Okay? And I love CP3 so much, and you guys have heard me say his praises even last season in the bubble when he carried OKC. Because, I mean, this man is literally like a rare gem in the NBA right now. And I think the very few, him and Rondo, and maybe a couple more individuals like Derrick Rose, etc., are true point guards. We don't have that anymore. Like now, the role of a point guard is to just score, is to score at this point. And so he's a true point guard. He's a gem. There's not many of him left. And so I'm just super excited just to see what he does. But to be passing Magic Johnson, like literally fathom that. You're a human and you've been hooping for a while and you pass one of your idols on the all-time and then you're 5th at that. Like, bro, you a history maker. Like, you forever making history. You're forever in history. Like, period. So, shout out to CP3. At this point, I just feel like the NBA should just pay him because this man can literally go to any team and transform the team. I mean, he went to OKC. Who thought OKC was going to go to the playoffs before Chris Paul came? Not me. I mean, hey, D-Book, and they were good. Phoenix Suns were good, but now he's a new addition for them, and they've been playing amazingly together. So CP3 is just one of those pieces that kind of just come in and make everything better no matter where he goes. And I love that about him. And Rondo is one of those individuals too. True point guards, like I said. And so just congratulations to him. Super excited for him. Next news. D Wade is currently and now a owner of the Utah Jazz. Whoa. Okay. My question would be, why not Miami Heat first? I'm curious of what happened. You know, I know some people asked him that, and he just basically said, hey, this is the next step in my life. I still have love for Miami, but, you know, this is me propelling from player to owner, which I think is amazing. I think ownership is important. That's how you build generational wealth. That's how everything's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited for him. I think that is amazing. Like, literally. I'm curious, though, why Utah Jazz? Like, why did you decide to choose the Utah Jazz? Because that'd be really interesting to hear. And clearly he sees a lot of progress with that team. I know he has a lot of faith in Donovan Mitchell and who he is as a player, so that may contribute a lot to it. But just shout out to D Wade, because I think something that we lack in the NBA, and the reason why there's a lot of I would say tension or distance between ownership and players is because a lot of the owners are just white old men who literally got it passed down from their dad or their granddad, or it's just a team that the family owns. And a lot of these people have never played basketball before, never been on the court before, never understood what it feels like to be an athlete in the limelight, to be an athlete in the NBA. And so when you get people, in my opinion, in ownership who can directly relate to players, I mean, an immense amount of players have respect for Dwayne Wade in the NBA. So now you have that respect factor in ownership. Now there's a better relationship. Now players feel more comfortable coming to you. Now, you know, with a previous player in ownership, I'm pretty sure that a lot of things are just going to go down so much better than they have. So I'm just super excited to see what D Wade's going to do there. I hope he changes the culture, and I hope he does some great things with that team. So I'm super excited. Also, A-Rod went from baseball to basketball. I mean, that man is a part owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And like Anthony Edwards said, who is A-Rod? That's funny because he didn't know who he was. But, I mean, hey, we'll see. But, I mean, coming from baseball to basketball, I don't know how those things are going to translate. I'm sure he's a businessman, but what can you really contribute to the Minnesota Timberwolves would be my main and pressing question. So, I mean, hey, that's up for grabs, and we'll see, right? Also, Zion Williamson. Shout out to him. I mean, I ain't the biggest fan, to be real with y'all, but he signed with Jordan, and he just dropped his first signature shoe, which is amazing. I know that's like a kid's dream, literally. If I could have my own signature shoe, I would, you feel me? So he called it the Zion 1, and he's under the Jordan brand. I'm still sticking with the fact that I don't think people should sign with Jordan. I think it's like a kid's dream. And Dwayne Wade talked about this on the I Am Athlete podcast. Like, yeah, it's a dream. You idolize Jordan. You look up to him. It's great to be a part of his organization. At the end of the day, your signature shoe is never going to sell more than the Jordans that people stand outside Foot Locker for. Hey. But I am so happy for him that he has a signature shoe. But on top of that, though, shout out to Jason Lay, a part of the team for Grady Media and GSA, where I work. Shout out my team. But Jason literally made a tweet talking about Zion's shoes and was like, hey, I mean, it's like every other company's shoes look alike. Under Armour look alike. Facts. Adidas look alike. Like Derrick Rose, James Harden, Damian Lillard. Like their shoes all favor. Who else do we have? I don't even know. Like everybody's shoes literally favor, except for Nike. Even Jordan's shoes favor too. Like Zion's kind of look like Melo's a little bit to me, or whatever. Like there's no real originality with the shoes sometimes. However, Nike always comes through with different colorways, different shoe types. Like never fails. So their designers over there are literally elite. And that's something that I've noticed because Zion's kind of look and mimic others, but that's why I'm pro Nike, you already know. Or pro go have your own brand like Steph and Curry just did with the Curry brand, or Lee Ling with Dwayne Wade, and now who else? D'Angelo Russell. So I just say get ownership and keep doing that thing. And lastly, we're going to end it out with some unfortunate news. Outside of injuries, also health conditions and health issues. I think that's something that's not as talked about within our community, period, but most importantly within the NBA. Like, we kind of think of these guys as like superheroes or cheat codes. You hear me calling Steph a cheat code, right? But at the end of the day, he's a human. And we've seen how health issues have affected multiple players. And the most recent individual was LaMarcus Aldridge, who was a dog on the court. I mean, I used to be a Bulls fan when I was a little girl, watching that D-Rose team with Boozer, Luol Deng, D-Rose, Nate Robinson, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson. Y'all, I can name the whole team. But literally being that girl and being a fan, LaMarcus Aldridge used to hoop on us, okay? I mean, mid-range is a killer, right? And unfortunately, he had to retire due to some health issues, having a heart problem, and comes to that point where I commend him most importantly for sacrificing, I mean, the game that he loves so much, what he's dedicated his life to, literally just, I mean, sacrificing everything because you got to make sure you're still healthy and here on earth for your family, right? It's kind of a life-death situation for him. And we've not seen this often, but we've seen that with Chris Bosh. And Chris Bosh was like a unicorn of a player, and his career was set short, I mean, because of health issues. So, Raptors, I mean, his jersey needs to be in the Raptors for the Portland Trailblazers, no question. Portland Trailblazers, anybody listening, go do that, okay? Because that man literally propelled your organization and he was the GOAT. But most importantly, it's just unfortunate. So we're definitely wishing him the best. And I just hope everything's okay with him. And most importantly, he transitions well into being more than an athlete. Because a lot of players, I mean, that's such an abrupt decision. You know, in the middle of a season, you just got traded to a new team thinking something's going to happen great. And you got to stop playing basketball. So that's really unfortunate. So I'm just really hoping that mentally that transition is still good for him. But hey, we'll see. So I call this little segment episode What's Cooking on the Court. I hope you guys are aware of everything that's been happening within the NBA, within the WNBA, ownership, whatever. I hope this is extremely informative. I'm going to catch y'all on the next episode, but if you haven't, go leave a 5-star review for the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. What you waiting for? Press that button. I know you love this video, so if you did, go make that move. And we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Like I said, stay tuned. Great episodes coming up, and most importantly, the number 6 WNBA pick in the draft, 2021 draft, will be on the You're Wrong Sir podcast, and most importantly, the YouTube channel too. So stay tuned. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. We out.